Sawyer and Jimmy Kimmel Live. Good times, late night tonight, only on ABC.
Police arrest an accused sex offender. The meth tip line is ringing off the hook, and a toddler's finger is severed at a daycare. Next.
This is WCHS Eyewitness News at 11. Your news starts now.
I mean, it's really scary to think that there's a flip side of what.
News of an alleged sex offender shocks area residents. Our top story tonight, an accused pedophile is behind bars. Good evening, everyone. I'm Deborah Lenz.
And I'm Rick Lord. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Before we get to that story, we have some breaking news we want to bring you tonight. A Dunbar man has been stabbed following an argument. Police are on the scene on Circle Drive taking statements from witnesses. They're working on a warrant for the suspect. The victim's injuries, we are told, are not life-threatening. He suffered just a flesh wound on his arm and has not yet been taken to the hospital. A St. Albans man has been arrested and charged with sexually abusing his 13-year-old nephew. Jake Lance joins us now live from the South Central Regional Jail where the suspect is being held. Jake.
Well, Rick, 56-year-old Charles Lee Whittington is being held on a $50,000 bond. Now, family and neighbors we talked to today say they can't believe he's been accused of this. Now, we have to warn you that some of the details in this case might be offensive. Police say 56-year-old Charles Lee Whittington offered money to his 13-year-old nephew to perform sex acts, and when he refused, masturbated in front of him. The criminal complaint also says Whittington offered $40 to the boy if he didn't go to police. We tried to talk to family members about the charges.
The only person that's going to judge my father is God, okay? And I'm going to protect my children. And right now, they know nothing. They will know nothing. They're babies.
Police say it's rare for male victims to come forward.
They don't want their family, they don't want their peers knowing that they've actually been forced to have a relationship with someone of the same sex.
Neighbors describe Charles as a nice man who they knew well, a man they can't imagine ever doing anything like the things described in this police report. We showed that report to some neighbors. It's clear how shocked they are.
Oh my God.
Other neighbors who knew him for years can't believe it either.
What was he like?
He seemed to be a reasonable person.
You never expect anything like this?
I never expected anything of this nature to ever come up.
It's especially shocking to Sean Garrett and Heather Foster, who are raising a son just down the street.
I mean, he's held him and played with him. I mean, he's just perfectly easy with kids. And his grandkids, too, you know, and they...
Now, Heather says she feels stuck in the middle. She can't imagine Whittington doing something like this, but at the same time, she can't imagine somebody making something up like this. Now, that felony sexual abuse charge carries a penalty of 1 to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Reporting live in Kanawha County, I'm Jake Glantz, Eyewitness News.
Over the next 2 days, we have two systems to deal with. The first one will bring us light precipitation. The second one, some light accumulations into Saturday morning. But first, a touch of light snow outside and a little bit of rain moving on through. A few sprinkles here and there. Most of the energy still off toward our west. We'll see that filter in as we do go into tonight. Those temperatures around 39 in Charleston and slowly trying to go on the decline. So we'll watch out for some rain as we go throughout the day tomorrow. It will be very light, mixing with some wet snow, but we'll see light snow developing as we get into tomorrow night. We'll talk about all of this coming up in just a few minutes.
The phone is ringing off the hook at the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department, but we're not just talking about any phone.
We're talking about the brand new meth hotline. Now, Christine Haberly joins us live over Charleston. And Christine, it sounds like the tip line is really helping the police.
Yeah, you know, it really is, and it's only a week old. Kanawha County deputies have busted 10 labs in just 7 days, all thanks to tips from the hotline. They even got one today. Sheriff's deputies carefully examined the components of this meth lab dumped under this bridge in plain sight.
Got a look, and I found the hose part, and that tipped me off.
So he let the police know about it using the meth hotline. Detective Sean Snuffer says this much cooking material and equipment could produce quite a bit of the drug.
There's some chemicals there that they use to separate pills, but at this time there's nothing in it. There's nothing separating. There are some gas generators there that have been used, but right now they're not active.
There might not be anything active here, but the meth hotline is ringing off the hook. This is just 1 week's worth of tips.
Oh, it's going fantastic. As a matter of fact, we're having, in all honesty, a hard time keeping up with everything.
About 40% of the callers leave a name and number. The rest just leave a message. The line is also helping police with other crimes.
About a week ago, we had a meth lab we busted, and we ended up getting 37 rifles and shotguns from a location.
Jack Barnhouse is glad deputies responded to his call so quickly, and he's pretty sure they'll be back to bust up more labs in the area.
There's a lot of it through here in Clendenin.
Now, if you have any information about anyone using meth or cooking meth in your area, you are asked to call the hotline if you would like to. That number is 357-4693, and you can be anonymous. Live in the newsroom, Christine Haverly, Eyewitness News.
The meth problem is causing health problems for children caught in the middle. A toddler is still suffering the consequences after police busted a home daycare last week and found a meth lab inside. Sarah Roach says her little boy has been to the doctor 4 times in the past week due to problems breathing and incessant shaking.
I noticed starting on Thursday that he had shaked some, which is common after breathing in the toxic fumes. Then Friday he started a dry cough, which has now led into him having trouble breathing. And we spent last night in the emergency room.
Lisa Burnsworth, who ran the daycare, and Shelton Norris are charged with child neglect and operating a clandestine meth lab.
Sissonville high schoolers got an earful this morning from a former meth addict. Sean Thompson's mother turned him into authorities last year when she realized her son was ruining his life and that he might die from his meth addiction. He spent a month in jail and another 3 in rehab. He says his biggest regret was missing his daughter's birth because he was on a meth binge. Sean says he's been clean now for 8 months, but still craves meth every day. He's talking to these 9th graders because he says that's when addiction first got a hold of him.
Do you think this is a good age to talk to them about this?
Yeah, very good age because it's when I started, back in high school. I remember it all started with marijuana, and moved right on up from that. So, and it's growing everywhere, but they say that it's really bad out here too. So.
Thompson still faces multiple meth charges. His trial gets underway April 18th. There was a scare this afternoon at the Marshall Medical School at the VA hospital complex.
It was bad enough to cause an evacuation. A female student accidentally dropped a pint of a chemical substance in an elevator. About 50 people were asked to leave the building. Some staff actually smelled the fumes but continued working before being told to leave as a precaution.
Went back to my office. Maybe about 10 minutes later, maintenance people came and asked us to evacuate.
The girl who dropped the substance was treated at a local hospital and released.
A toddler loses part of her finger at a daycare, and doctors have been unable to reattach it. It happened at Kitty College in Logan County. Kim Sargent says when she went to pick up her 2-year-old daughter, Mackenzie, the daycare told her she had had an accident and then handed over the girl and part of her finger. The daycare is located within walking distance of Guyan Valley Hospital, but the center says that they followed procedure. They called the parent but couldn't take any further action because she hadn't filled out proper paperwork allowing them to take the child to the hospital in the event of an emergency.
A Parkersburg man has been charged in connection with the deaths of a couple whose charred remains were pulled from a burned apartment building last month. 33-year-old Drew Spencer was arrested yesterday and faces 2 murder charges. His bond hearing has been postponed until officials determine whether he qualifies for a court-appointed lawyer. The causes of death for 31-year-old John Nestor III and his girlfriend, 31-year-old Tracy Thompson, have not yet been released. Neither has the cause of the fire. Another burned body was found in a field in Mineral Wells that same day, but at this time, police say nothing links Spencer to that incident. 3 Kanawha County Sheriff's cruisers have been damaged in a suspicious fire. The blaze broke out at the department storage building in Dunbar. 1 cruiser is a total loss. The other 2 have some damage. The fire's being investigated as an arson. The storage building has had reports of break-ins in the past. If you have any information about this case, please call the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department. That number is there on your screen, 357-0169. And an accident at the intersection of routes 34 and 35 blocked traffic for a couple of hours this afternoon. The first attempt by Rucker crews to right this overturned trailer didn't work out very well, but they were eventually able to get the vehicle back on its wheels. Investigators say the driver of this RL Carrier semi turned right onto Route 34 when the second of 2 trailers he was hauling crashed onto its side. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
March Madness is here, folks. It was a big day of basketball at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum as the girls' high school tournament continues. Mark Martin joins us now live with a bunch of hoops.
Yeah, Rick, we're going to talk about the girls' state high school basketball tournament a bit later in sports. 6 games today, 6 more tomorrow as we have semifinal Friday ready. But we got to talk about these Mountaineers in the Big Apple and kind of staying around for a while. Another round of the Big East tournament, and West Virginia wins again. Mike Gansey, the three-pointer. And then Gansey to work again, top of the key, a three-pointer. He would lead the way today with 21, and West Virginia would get on a roll. They have a 22-point lead at halftime. They got it up to 25 in the second half and then had to hang on for dear life against the top-seeded Eagles. But West Virginia says, we'll be seeing you in the Big East as BC vacates the Big East now onto the ACC. West Virginia winner 78-72. Now, fans were very worried as they watched BC come from 25 down to almost steal one away for the Mountaineers. But West Virginia moving on to the Final Four of this great event. And here's what some of them had to say about this monumental win.
We made it too close at the end. They always make us sweat. But we won it. We send them back. It's nothing better than beating Boston College and send them to the ACC.
Oh, it's great, man. That's a big win. That'll probably put them in the tournament for sure. And, shoot, the semifinals, Big East, you know, it's not bad.
All right, we'll have much more tournament basketball coming up for you a bit later in sports.
Well, the law could be getting tougher on convicted drunk drivers.
A new bill may ban them from buying alcohol. It would allow county prosecutors to petition circuit judges to bar anyone convicted of DUI from buying booze. The House Judiciary Committee modified the bill so that retailers wouldn't be liable for selling to individuals if they don't know those people were subject to a court-ordered ban.
Animal activists from across the state were at the state capitol today pushing for changes in the state laws. This van is one of them. It's one of 123 spay and neuter mobile units from across the United States. It travels with a licensed vet, but right now state law will not allow it to work outside of a 50-mile radius of Barboursville, West Virginia. The Federal Humane Organization of West Virginia wants to use it statewide. They also want a new law that would require all animal shelters to spay and neuter any animal they care for.
If tax dollars are supporting a shelter, then we certainly should not be part of the problem. Any animal adopted from that shelter should be spayed or neutered.
Pet overpopulation in the Mountain State leads to neglect and abuse and costs taxpayers $3 million a year. Back in 1998, the latest numbers for which we have figures for, 90,000 cats and dogs had to be euthanized.
Route 35 is one step closer to becoming safer.
The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The House of Representatives has overwhelmingly approved a massive $284 billion bill designed to ease traffic congestion and repair crumbling roads. $44 million of that will go toward upgrading what some say is a very dangerous Route 34, turning it from 2 lanes into 4.
And I'm really pleased because this is a record amount of money put into that. It also will help with a very dangerous and treacherous situation in Mason and Putnam counties. So today's a good day for those who routinely travel, and ever travel on Route 35.
The Senate begins work on its version of the bill next week.
Get tomorrow's headlines tonight. WVU continues an improbable run through the Big East tournament while the girls' state tournament continues in Charleston. Plus, a New York gossip columnist reveals her little secret. She's actually from McDowell County. And high gas prices, why state residents pay more than most at the pump. You can read about these stories and much more in Friday's edition of the Charleston Gazette. A car chase ends in a ball of fire. We'll have that story and much more coming up a little bit later in our World Report.
And 2 wintry systems heading our way. The first one a little bit weaker, but the second one will bring some light accumulations. But first, a great shot from June. I'll have your forecast coming up next.
Live from the state capitol, Deborah Lenz, Rick Lord, Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi, and Mark Martin with sports. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11. This Eyewitness News Start Report is brought to you by Hyundai.
The Hyundai Sonata is winning families over. Named highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. That straight-A dedication to initial quality lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's loaded with standard features, but costs $2,200 less than a Toyota Camry Standard when comparably equipped. So come test drive your Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $14,044 at your Hyundai dealer. Get a 2005 Hyundai Sonata with up to $3,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Great coffee gets even better during Tim Hortons Roll Up the Rim to Win with over 25 million available prizes like GMC Envoys, Panasonic home theaters, Coleman camping packages, cash, and food prizes.
I love the tender, crisp bacon cheddar ranch, the breasts they grow on trees, and streams of bacon ranch dressing flow right up to your knees. There's tumbleweeds of bacon, and cheddar paves the streets. You get the veg all day, all the lotto tickets pay. There's a king who wants you to have it your way. That's the tender, crisp bacon cheddar ranch, the tender, crisp bacon cheddar ranch.
Come and get it.
Lots of Toyota models, hundreds of choices. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event with thousands of amazing values. Get $500 cash back from Toyota on RAV4 or lease for $229 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at signing. Lease Sienna, just $239 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at signing. Or choose 3.9% APR financing. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Some sprinkles and a little bit of wet snow trying to move on through Portsmouth into Grayson. You may see that as we go throughout the overnight hours. Very light precipitation, though, and those temperatures right now running into the upper 30s for many of us. You can see that 39 into Charleston, 39 into Huntington. We have those winds out of the southwest keeping us a touch warmer, and that's why as we go through the day tomorrow on your Friday, mainly light rain getting set to move on in. Here are the temperatures and a little bit cooler. Columbus back towards Cincinnati. We did have some light snow there. Parkersburg into Clarksburg, 33 and 35 degrees and 33 down toward Beckley. So it's this system heading in right now, and you can see a few more bands of heavier precipitation trying to make their way toward us, and they will as we do go through the overnight hours. So that's system number one. A second system will drop on in as we do get into tomorrow night. That system brings us a good chance of some light snow tomorrow night into early on Saturday, and that is where I do think we get some accumulation. So there are the temperatures. Again, running into the 30s. The warm stuff has been really out west, but as we show you that 7-day forecast in just a second, we do have some 50s back into that forecast. So warmer weather trying to creep in here, but not yet. We've got this system moving in tonight into tomorrow. The pink there showing some rain with some wet snow mixing in, very light at times, but we get the squeeze play as we get into your Friday evening and Saturday. One system up toward the north, a northwesterly flow. That'll bring us light snow as we get into tomorrow night and early on Saturday, and another system just down toward our south. That helps to give us moisture, especially in our southern zone. So this is what I see as we go into tonight. Most of us not seeing anything, just wet snow and some rain as we go into tomorrow. Higher elevations, a slushy accumulation possible. But tomorrow night with that second system moving in into early on Saturday, 1 to 2 inches of snow. The higher elevation seen about 3 to 4 and 2 to 3 just down toward the south, since we have that southern component to the system as it does slide on by. This all continue to tweak as we go throughout the day tomorrow, but right now I am seeing about 1 to 2 inches of snow as we get into your Saturday morning. So there's that forecast into tonight. Light rain, light snow showers moving on in. Those temperatures holding steady into the middle and lower 30s. Then tomorrow, more light rain with some wet snow mixing in. An overcast day if you get some breaks in the action right near 40 degrees. Tomorrow night, the temperatures, though, begin to drop off. That second system approaches with that. Light snow tomorrow night into the first half of your Saturday forecast. But Sunday looking better around 40 degrees. And as we do get into next week, temperatures moderate back near 50 Tuesday, Wednesday, and also into Thursday. Something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Brian.
A tractor-trailer accident leaves nothing behind but burnt wreckage. Find out exactly what happened when we come back.
To get the job done right, you need the right tool for the right job. And now when you buy America's best-selling Ford Ranger during Power Days, you'll also receive this 6-piece set of Craftsman cordless power tools.
See why the built Ford Tough Ranger has the highest owner loyalty and get $1,500 cash back plus an additional $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash. Then get to work with your very own set of Craftsman power tools at no extra charge. Ford Truck Power Days ends March 31st at your local Ford store.
I have a lot to do in a day's time. I have a son who is 3. I am cleaning up after him constantly. I do a ton of laundry. I hate laundry. Walmart Supercenter simplifies my life. I can get my car serviced. I can drop off my prescription, get my digital photos processed, and while everything's being done, I can go shopping. My favorite thing to do, I go pick up everything and I'm out of there. I love being busy. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Secondhand smoke contains 40 chemicals known to cause cancer. Every year, 53,000 people who've never even picked up a cigarette die from it. How many are working in a bar or restaurant near you? Go to standohio.org to help.
I am a drug addict.
Next entertainment tonight, the TV confession of a Baldwin brother, the painkillers, the narcotics, the temper tantrums.
It's not what I did! Get her in here now!
The full-blown addiction captured on camera. Then, a nose job on Wednesday, liposuction on Saturday, the best days for plastic surgery straight from the star astrologer. And Muhammad Ali's daughter, her weight loss video of the drastic surgery that helped her shed 80 pounds. Next ET.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on WCHS-TV.
In our tour across the country tonight, 11 family members die in Louisiana, a wild police chase in California, and a senior citizen in Oklahoma celebrates another milestone. Hang on for tonight's USA Update. To Louisiana, 11 family members are dead after fire engulfs their apartment. Authorities say the fire was started by candles the family lit because their new apartment had no electricity. 4 members of the family escaped by apparently jumping out a second-story window. To California, Los Angeles police say 2 men planned a shootout with officers early this morning, and that's just what they got. Police say the men loaded their SUV with ammunition and provoked a shootout and high-speed chase. After a 3-hour standoff, 1 suspect was killed, the other seriously injured. Also in California, another wild police chase ends in a fiery crash. Inside the car, a suspected gang member and the ex-girlfriend he may have kidnapped. The chase came to an abrupt end when the car skidded out of control and slammed into a curb. No one was hurt. To Arkansas now, a deadly collision involving 2 tractor trailers. Police say 1 truck driver was killed when his truck burst into flames just before 6 this morning. The highway was closed for 2 hours. The cause of the accident is under investigation. And finally to Oklahoma, Dora Wells Becker celebrates her 107th birthday. Dora was born March 9, 1898, just months before the hairbrush was invented and the doorknob was patented. Although she's hard of hearing, Dora is in great health. She says she just takes 1 day at a time. And with that, we're out of time for this USA Update. Some area kids are doing their best to pound out hunger. Find out how much they've raised when we come back.
The United Nations turned 60 this year, and it is facing more scandal this year than in any previous year of its existence. Now, I support the UN, or at least its mission. The idea that nations can meet in a neutral location in order to resolve differences, avoid war, and reduce sorrow to mankind is admirable. Nearly 200 countries comprise the UN's member states. Dozens of groups such as UNICEF and the World Food Program make up its system of organizations. The problem with the international body has been the implementation. Corruption and mismanagement have been rampant. Recent scandals include the corrupt Oil for Food program and the rape of young girls in the African nations of the Congo and the Central African Republic by UN peacekeepers. Even a sexual harassment allegation caused the recent resignation of a top official. In fact, top officials have likely been complicit in the recent scandals. As a minimum, they appear to have turned a blind eye to much of the body's problems. Secretary General Kofi Annan's own son has been implicated in the Oil for Food scandal. Oversight of the UN is also problematic. Rogue nations have been elected to head up organizations for which they are completely unqualified. And permanent Security Council members, such as France, have shirked their international obligations in order to pursue their own economic goals. It's past time for the UN to clean its house. And as the single largest contributor of money and resources, the U.S. can do a lot to force the UN in this regard. And that's the point. I'm Mark Hyman. Log on to newscentral.tv and tell me what you think.
My Grand Cherokee's 4x4 of the year, and I got 0% financing.
Because it has amazing four-wheel drive capability, and it's trail rated.
Plenty of cargo room.
5-star crash test rating.
And a great lease.
Join over 1 million proud new owners during the Jeep Spring Sales event to get the most award-winning lineup in our history. Get 0% financing plus a March bonus cash allowance that can save you up to $4,800 on Grand Cherokee.
We got the Laredo we wanted.
Life is good.
This is it, the final days of the gigantic store-wide sale at Value City Furniture.
Hurry in for the guaranteed lowest price on this 100% Italian leather sofa and love seat. Now just $8.99.
Or choose this all-new 3-piece dual reclining sectional in your choice of colors, now just $9.99.
Have the living room of your dreams delivered to your home in about 7 days.
We have dozens of styles, hundreds of colors, and thousands in stock now during the final days of the store-wide sale at Value City Furniture.
You just can't do any better.
Right now, Alltel is making it affordable for your whole family to go wireless. Now you can add up to 4 lines for $9.99 each. And your family can share minutes, including unlimited mobile-to-mobile, mobile-to-home, and nights and weekends on select plans. It's never been easier to keep your family in touch. And right now, get a camera phone for $29.99. So get your whole family talking today. Call 1-800-ALTEL-9 or visit your Alltel store. But hurry, this offer won't last long.
What will you do with the roomy Toyota Tundra double cab?
I'm gonna take my family on vacation. I'm gonna go bowling with the guys.
You know, I think I'll take my father-in-law camping.
With a roomy interior, you can do more. Tundra double cab. Now that's moving you forward.
Some youngsters in Cabell County are collecting food.
In an all-out effort to pound out hunger, the goal is to collect more than 65,000 pounds of food for the Huntington Area Food Bank. Today, students at Miller Elementary were doing their part to chip in. The drive lasts through Monday.
A West Virginia high school coach is honored with a national award. It's a first for the Mountain State. David Bailey was surprised with an assembly in his honor at Winfield High today. Bailey has been named the girls' track and field coach of the year by the National Federation of State High School Associations. He's the first West Virginia coach to be given the organization's highest honor.
My philosophy says this: I'm dedicated to working with kids and developing their character, their discipline, and most of all, the spiritual guidance of their life. And I want to be involved in that.
In Bailey's 28-year career, he's captured 3 girls and 3 boys West Virginia high school track and field championships. A big win in the Big Apple. We've got much, much more from Madison Square Garden as the Mountaineers have apparently secured a berth in the NCAA tournament.
We started the year off the Mountaineers.
Old Spice. You work hard to get the things you want, like a remodeled kitchen or a new entertainment room. But how are you gonna pay for it? Now wait a minute. Low payments make me wanna shop. Shop. Ooh, shop. Yeah, shop. Come on. A little bit lower now. A little bit lower now. Hey. Fifth Third Equity Flex Line. Payments so low you'll wanna shop. Working hard to be the only bank you'll ever need.
To get the job done right, you need the right tool for the right job. And now when you buy the all-new Ford Super Duty during Power Days, you'll also receive this 6-piece set of Craftsman cordless power tools. So drive a built Ford Tough Super Duty with best-in-class towing and payload and get $2,500 cash back. $2,500 cash. Then get to work with your very own set of Craftsman power tools at no extra charge. Ford Truck Power Days ends March 31st at your local Ford store.
The beauty of the suit is that the bottoms match the top. So all you have to do is throw on a shirt and tie, and you're out the door. Get to work earlier, your productivity goes up, you get a bigger bonus, put the kids in better schools, they get better jobs, make tons of money, buy you a home to retire to on an island. No wonder suits are coming back.
Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
And hi, everybody. Only once in its Big East membership has a Mountaineer basketball team stuck around for longer than one day. Today, John Beeline's crew set out to take the next step. Mike Gansey and company meeting up with Boston College, quarterfinal round of the Big East tournament, a three-pointer by Gansey. Top of the key, Gansey again. He would finish with 21. West Virginia upsets the #1 seed Boston College, 78-72. BC's last season in the Big East. The Mountaineers in the semifinals. They'll meet Villanova tomorrow, Connecticut, and Syracuse, the other half of the bracket. A rematch of last year's AAA state championship was one of the 6 games today at the girls' state basketball tournament here in the capital city. Renee Montgomery and the Lady Black Eagles from South Charleston. They've won it the last 2 years, going up against Greenbrier East, and that's Renee Montgomery right there, bound for UConn. Greenbrier East down low to 6'3", 15-year-old Ashley Parker. Good game, but South Charleston advances to the semifinals, 53-49. Who will they play? Huntington and Fairmont Senior trying to decide that tonight. Give some love to the scorekeepers, bookkeepers. Those guys do a great job at the Civic Center. Here's Taylor Wheeler with a 3. She was on fire. She had 7 in the game. The record's 8. Lonnie Lucas's crew getting the win over Fairmont Senior, 73-45. AA action. Defending state champion Winfield going up against Summers County. Great game. These two teams met twice during the regular season and split. What would it be like this time? Bree Kyle, a 3-pointer right there. Katie clocks to DeShannon Martin. She gets the basket and 1, and Winfield hangs on for a 53-49 win. All right, other winners today. It was Wyoming East over Oak Hill. Petersburg has beaten Ritchie County, so it's Petersburg and Winfield tomorrow, a rematch of last year's championship game, and Magnolia won over Tulsa earlier in the day. Magnolia moves on. Regional championship boys action tonight. Hearts going up against Buffalo, and Chuck Elkins' crew working down low to their big guys. Nathan Hesh right here will score, and Buffalo defeats Hearts 87-72. Single A regional winners now. It was Wheeling Central down in Cameron. Tucker County tops Moorfield. Trinity Christian falls to Doddridge. Parkersburg Catholic over Calhoun. Charleston Catholic defeats Pocahontas County. Mercer Christian a winner, and Man downs Tug Valley. And Marshall has formed a 3-member screening committee for the head football coach's position. Athletic Director Bob Markham announcing the appointments today. And, of course, spring football beginning tomorrow with Larry Keck, the interim head coach, taking over for the great Bobby Pruitt. We're back with more in just a moment.
To get the job done right, you need the right tool for the right job. And now when you buy America's best-selling F-150 during Power Days, you'll also receive this 6-piece set of Craftsman cordless power tools. Get F-150 with $2,000 cash back plus a $1,245 tow and go package and $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash or 0% for 60 months. Then get to work with your very own set of Craftsman power tools at no extra charge. Ford Truck Power Days ends March 31st at your local Ford store.
More choices, better choices. And for 2005, Toyota Corolla offers more choices than ever before. Pick a low-price CE, a sporty S model, the popular LE. How about the new XRS? Go with the CE and you'll find the price starting under $15,500. Corolla, great gas mileage, a history of higher-than-average resale value, and loads of must-have standard equipment on the #1 selling car in history. No matter what choice you make, you can't go wrong with a Corolla. Toyota dependability, moving you forward.
Are you near a phone? Can you take down a number? Then call to find out about term life insurance at some of the lowest rates available from highly rated companies across the United States. A 35-year-old man in good health could get a $250,000 policy for less than $11 a month. A 40-year-old man in good health could get that same policy for less than $13 a month. For your free quote, call now.
Call Matrix Direct at 1-800-354-1295.
Later this year, we're launching the first of several new satellites that together will deliver over 1,500 high-definition channels across the country. It's part of DirecTV's commitment to the best TV experience. Your TV's ready. Are you?
Well, we are out of time. Thanks for joining us, and sleep well.
We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
This has been a presentation of Eyewitness News, West Virginia's #1 source for local news.
March 10th, 2005. I'm Chris Bury, and this is